So friends, we were at a stage where we filtered all our keywords. Then we sorted it with competition when it comes to high, medium, and low. Then we saw an average of both the low range and the high range of the price. Took an average. We saw that the high competition keyword were pretty much around 61, the low were about 30, and medium ones were around 37 for each and every bit. Now, the next exercise that we want to do is to segment these keywords into different categories. So let me tell you first what the categories are. We'll try and see and fit all these keywords in those categories. The first category is brand. What do you mean by brand? Brand is basically any and every keywords which has either your brand name or your product name. Both these keywords. In our case, Hiranandani is a brand name. Oh, I'm so sorry. Godrej is a brand name. And the property that we were talking about, that one very specific property name is basically, which is Highlands. Highlands is your product name. So everything, all these searches will come under brand name. The next category is core keywords. Now, core keyword is basically the product or the service or the benefit that you are offering. So in our situation, 2 BHK in Mumbai, 2 BHK in Panvel, 2-bedroom hall kitchen, all these pieces, which basically speaks about the product directly, is your core keyword. The next is generic keyword. The generic keyword basically is something which is not a direct action, but it's rather indirect or a long form of the same keyword. Usually, the most easiest way to identify this type of keyword is to look at the low competition keywords. So here when you see 2 BHK is a different story altogether. 2 BHK flat house plan, but house plan, 2 BHK plan, 2 BHK bungalow plan. So wherever it is speaking about a plan, this is going to be your generic keyword because this is very general in nature. It's not very specific to what you are selling. You are selling a 2 BHK home. So if somebody is looking for a 2 BHK home, that is your main keyword and that's why it's called. Why is it generic? Because here somebody is looking for a plan. They are not looking for a house, but they want to know what a plan looks like. They could be on an early stage of procuring or purchasing the product and service, but they currently are not in the stage. But these are those people that we need to target. Now, let me give you another example in our situation again. 2 BHK is a core keyword. This person is looking for a product and service. Somebody who's planning to look for a 2 BHK might look for an EMI calculator because when you purchase a house and you have to take a loan, you will always try and figure out what the EMI is first. That's why an EMI calculator, somebody is looking for an EMI calculator, can be a part of your generic keyword. 2 BHK EMI calculator. Ensure even in that situation, you have the term 2 BHK. Because an EMI calculator can be for a car, an EMI calculator can be a lot of other things, can be for 1 BHK, for a bungalow, so many things. That's why it's very pertinent that it should have your keyword as well along with it. Even for that matter, is somebody who's looking for interior cost, 2 BHK interior cost. So maybe he's trying to make all the calculations. If I purchase a 2 BHK house, what will be the interior cost? 2 BHK loan, he's trying to figure out where he can get a loan from. These are those people who are not actively looking for your property, but might purchase your property. And that's why you need to target these folks as well. So even when it comes to generic keywords for your brand, for your product, for your service, you have to find those things related or around these particular core keyword, the main keyword, and then target those. So that is your generic keyword. The next is pretty simple, which is I would need to add another column here. Sorry about that. All right. The next thing is a competitor keyword. So here in this case, all your competitors. So if I am Godrej, in this case here, if we saw that we have Hiranandani, right? So Hiranandani is a competitor here. Now, to be very honest, I am not somebody who works with Godrej, right? So, and I, of course, not looking for a flat in Panvel, neither do I stay in Panvel. So, in this situation, I will not be able to judge who the exact competitor is. Whatever data we have, Hiranandani is the competitor, and I'll tell you why we are listing this out and why we are using this. All these things is what we are trying to build a base for our next module, which is on Google Ads and how to write ad copies and how to structure ad copies. But like I said, you need to figure out. So whatever brand, whatever product or service that you operate with, you work with, your clients, your business, your place of work, you need to figure out who are their competitors. And when I say competitors, because Godrej is in the real estate, there are so many competitors. Mahindra, there could be Hiranandani, there could be Lodha, Vadhva, etc. But you can't list all those as competitors, primarily because all these guys need to operate in your location as well. All these guys need to have a property in Panvel as well. The other way to find out your competitor is just type 2 BHK Panvel. Again, here whatever I've done is I have picked up my product that I am selling, which is a 2 BHK, and I've picked up the location. You will have to pick these combinations for your product and service. So apart from that, apart from Godrej, there is someone called ASL, Arihant Superstructures Limited, who's also selling flats in Panvel. So we can put ASL and Superstructure. All right. The next is Highlands by Godrej itself. The third one is Kalpataru. You know how we are doing computer research is we are exactly putting the product and service that we are offering, and then we are putting it at the location where we are offering. So to find out your competitors, if you don't already are aware of it, you need to do this. Now, you don't necessarily need to only pick these two things as filters, location and the product and service. Let's say, for example, if your product is a digital solution, you maybe sell ebooks, or you sell some particular form of a software, or you sell a service which is applicable throughout the world. In this case, you will not have a location-based competitor. In this case, you have to find a competition basis your product and the price at which you offer. Let's say, for example, I sell cybersecurity software, and I can sell the software because it's software. I can sell it across India. I can sell it across the world itself. Let's take India, for example. So I can sell that software in India. Now, because I can sell it in India, I cannot say cybersecurity software and India and then look for competitors, because there will be so many who can do that. In this case, the right competitor is someone with a similar price band, or maybe with similar service offerings. So you have to pick your competitor basis your capabilities. It could be location, it could be price, it could be the kind of services you offer, all these things combined. Let's say, for example, if I sell courses, so my competition is basically the course that I sell. Let's say, for example, a digital marketing course, and somebody selling it online, because somebody selling it offline is not really a direct competitor for me. I can, of course, use that competitor and get some audiences out of there as well. But here, online to online is a very direct medium. So here, price didn't count. Here, location did not count. The way you deliver the service counts. So you have to pick at all these factors and then think about your competitors. So we came up with Arihant, and there was Kalpataru. So now we had only one competitor, which was Hiranandani. With little search and a little smartness, what we could do is we could get 3 more competitors. And this set is very, very important, and you will understand why. And finally, the fourth category is negative. And I'll talk to you about the negative keywords in a bit. Actually, we didn't pick a lot of negative keywords, but I'll tell you how we can add these negative keywords as well. Usually, negative keywords are something that you don't prefer your users to search. It's very, very important and very, very pertinent that you always have few basic negative keywords in your list always. Now, in our example, because we are trying to sell a 2 BHK, 2 BHK on the rent, is something that is a negative keyword, because we don't want to sell any of these things on rent, right? We want to outrightly sell it. And that is why people looking out for rent is going to be a negative keyword. Any other term which does not basically help us sell this product or service. Let's say, for example, I can have a location negative as well. We saw here a lot of people while searching and being around our search were looking for Pune. So, Pune, because I don't have a property in Pune or Hyderabad to sell. So it's best to keep this as a negative. So whatever I feel is negative and I don't want people to put this and come to my ad and then click and then go to my website is going to be a part of my negative. So you have to figure that out. Let's say, for example, in one of our other examples, if I'm somebody who's teaching online, offline or one-to-one could be a negative keyword. Let's say, for example, in one of our other example, when I'm a cyber security software, if something comes up with respect to a hardware, is going to be a negative for me. So these are the things that you need to be mindful. Now, why are we stressing on the fact of competitor and negative? Negative keywords, what they basically do is they save our money. What we are trying to do is to 7x our profit when it comes to Google Ads. How do you increase your profit? Either you increase your revenue or reduce your cost. Negative keyword is a way in which you can reduce your cost and help get a better profit. What happens is, a lot of times, I am someone, let's say, for example, who's recently shifted and I am looking for 2 BHK in Powai on rent. This is the search term that I have put, right? Now, what happens is, unless I put that rent as negative, because I put 2 BHK and Panvel, there is a very high chance that my ads will trigger. So Godrej ads will be triggered. And because this person is not outrightly looking to purchase a property, he would say, hey, you know what, even though I'm going on rent, let me see how a new property or purchasing a new property or the price and all these things look like. It is a genuine curiosity that could come to anyone. Because of that, he will click, come to the website, maybe spend some time on the website as well, but he will not end up purchasing. However, because he clicked on the ad, the advertiser Godrej will end up paying some money to Google. So this is a way you can save this money. With respect to competitor, the reason why we are trying to shortlist competitors, also competitors basis the income range, competitors basis the geographic range, competitors basis the service that we provide. Why do we use this primarily is so that we will be able to ethically, like we had talked about this before, steal their customers. We will show their customers, people who's wanting to look for a flat in Hiranandani in Powai. What we can tell them is, hey, you know what? Why are you looking at Hiranandani when you can purchase a better house in Godrej with the help of us? And that is what we are trying to do. We are trying to steal somebody who's already planning to go to Hiranandani to bring them to Godrej. You would have seen a lot of times, if you try to search something, let's say, for example, netflix.com, because you want to go and watch something, a lot of times you will see the first ad is from amazon.com. Because what Amazon is trying to do is, somebody who's his direct competition, Netflix, he's trying to bring their customers to his website and make them watch something on his website. Even this happens very strongly when it comes to Zomato and Swiggy. A lot of times when you put swiggy.com, you will see an ad from Zomato. When you put Zomato, you will see an ad with Swiggy. This primarily happens during IPL matches and things, very cricket matches, IPL matches, screenings, award shows, because we are in a mood to watch a match and we are having a good time and we might want to order something. At that particular time, something like this happens and they try to steal the competition. And this is very ethical. This is allowed by Google because you are not doing anything wrong. And that's why we will also use that and try to steal other people's audiences. Now, if we can steal other people's audiences, there is a very high probability that other people can steal our audiences as well. And that's why we will also bid, also put money on our own keywords. And that's why brand keywords are very important. It looks a little narcissistic in nature, that why am I bidding on my own keyword when somebody's searching for me and would eventually come to me as well. You are doing this because if you do not do it, somebody else will click on your brand keywords, will bid. And when we see in in the module on optimization, when we see auction insight report, and we will figure out how much does some other advertiser bid on a particular keyword that even we are bidding at, we will see a lot of advertisers bid on our keyword as well. And that's why it's very important to put in your brand keywords as well. All right, I believe I am very clear when it comes to concepts of brand, core, generic, competitor, and negative. These are the 5 major things that you need to have ready and categorize your keywords into, right? There could be more. It's not really like a Bible that, these are the ones that are the only ones. However, if you have these, it's pretty much more than enough. And when you keep searching, if you keep running Google ads, you will keep learning a thing or two about this, and you will be able to create new categories, add more things into, one of the categories. We could have a new competitor which suddenly started building something in Powai, and because of that we will have a new competitor. In the case, we will have some new negative keyword that we did not know, and we might have learned new. So there are a lot of things that could happen. Now what we need to do is we need to set our existing keywords into these categories. So what I'm going to do is insert a column to the left. I know my categories are brand, core, generic, competitor, and negative. So I'm just going to put a new tab for categories, and I will first bifurcate. You remember we wanted to create those ad groups, which are basically containers for ads and keywords. So this is one side, which is keywords. Now we are trying to put similar keywords in one container. Then we will see how to put similar ads in one container. And once this entire thing is done, we will see how to put it in a campaign. I hope this is very clear to you, right? All right. So 2 BHK in Kharghar, it's not basically a brand keyword because we don't have a brand name. It's not a competitor because there is no Kharghar is a location. It's not a negative keyword because somebody looking for a 2 BHK in Kharghar can maybe move to Powai, and I can show you this with an example. Mostly, I can just quickly Kharghar to. It's about 48 minutes, 35 kilometer. Looks pretty all right, pretty close by to one another. There is a very high chance that someone might move from Kharghar to Powai. So we can keep going with this, I believe. So, if it's pretty much with respect to locations, you can try this out. You can just see how much is the distance between this. Again, 38 minutes, pretty same distance. So it's basically creating a radius of about 40 kilometers. I believe 40-kilometer radius is pretty okay. Migrating from one place to another, if things are good within a 40-kilometer radius, I believe makes sense. So we can give it a try. And guys, you need to understand one thing. This is basically a trial and error thing. There is no foolproof plan. Every search is different. Every person searching is different. The psychology is very different. So there is no foolproof plan. If I say something is going to work in the same exact manner. So what we need to do is let's try putting these keywords. If we realize that we are not getting clicks out of this, we understand that this is completely irrelevant. If we realize that we are getting click but people are not purchasing, means they are just scouting around but they are not okay to migrate. There is a lot of data that gives you insight once you have run ads for enough and long time. So for that we need to start experimenting. So this is the first step. So this looks pretty core to me. Mira Road, Thane, Borivali, Mulund, again Kharghar, Chembur, Panvel itself, Goregaon, Andheri, Panvel, Andheri. Okay, now we have Lodha, Amaras 2 BHK price. In this case, because it's Lodha, this goes as competitor. Right? Panvel 2 BHK flat price. Again, it's just Panvel, so it's core. 2 BHK in Tilak Nagar, 2 BHK Goregaon, Mulund, Andheri. A lot of location-based searches here because we have Hiranandani, competitor, 2 BHK in Mulund, again core. So basically what we are doing is just categorizing all these. Kholi, Andheri, Mulund, Borivali, Ghatkopar, Wadala, Ranwal is a competitor. 2 BHK is just this. 2 BHK flat. House plan. Okay. House plan. House plan, like we discussed, is pretty generic in nature. So we know for a fact that plan, everything which is low is generic. It's not always the case, guys. So you have to be mindful and have to read and understand the keyword as well, basis what your business product or service is. But usually this is the case, right? Bungalow plan, again, floor plan, flat plan, house plan, 2 BHK flat is core. Okay. This forward again, 2 BHK, again we have Hiranandani, which is a competitor. Mira Road, Borivali, again location, Dadar, Ghatkopar village, Bandra, Vasai, Mira Road, Airoli, Mumbai's lowest price, everything is core, right? Like I told you guys, we do not have negative keywords because we remove them, right? Things like rent, etc., we filter them out. We can always add it later on. If you have it here, you can clearly categorize. So I have categories of core, competitors. It's surprising that we didn't see the brand name, right? I'm just going to do a quick search. Yes, we do not have the brand name. So what we can do is, like I said, brand keywords are very, very crucial. So the two names that we had got in the earlier search, Hiranandani and Highlands Godrej, we will add this under brand keywords as well. Cool. So this is the first segmentation that you need to do, right? Again, once the segmentation is done, we will refilter this. Okay. We will refilter this so that we have all the core keywords separated out. BHK in Mulund is a core keyword. So we have all the core keywords separated out. Okay. Now I'm gonna add another column, and this is, I believe, one of the most crucial parts. See, friends, honestly, till here, what we did was something very casual. All the big agencies in the world use this kind of categorization. So it's pretty simple. What I am trying to do is we are trying to create a category within a category, which is basically a subcategory. The beauty of this thing is you will create hyper targeted ads. No course in the world, no agency, very handful agency, because this is something that we have learned within a very short team where we used to sit day and night trying to figure out ways how to improve a campaign. And that's when we used to come out with these strategies. So these are very personal. We don't really spread this out. Not the entire world knows it. I want to give this down to you firsthand. So what you do is create a category within a category, and we name it as a subcategory. Right. Now, as a subcategory, usually, friends, brand, generic, all these things do not have a subcategory. You will always have a subcategory within core. All right. So that's why I filtered this by categories, and now I'm going to look at my core keywords. Now, the subcategories within core depends from service to service, industry to industry, product to product. Right. In real estate, the subcategory is usually of one or two types because there's not a lot of things that people can search for. In your business, the subcategories would be much more. How do you identify a subcategory? A subcategory is basically when it talks about intention. And I'll walk you through a couple of more intention bits in a bit. Let's start with the example at hand. Now, when I see 2 BHK in Kharghar, right? Here in this thing, what I am trying to look for is a location. I want a 2 BHK. That's a very obvious choice. But I want that 2 BHK in Kharghar. So what I'm going to do is put a location tag here. How to use this for our advantage is what we learn when we start running ads. But to give you a little bit insight on how we can use this, what happens? Let's say, for example, like I said, Google Ads is about testing. Every time we test something and we realize basis data if something is working for us or not. How to prevent that money as well? When I put a location tag, what I will do is whenever I write ads for all these keywords, I am 100% sure to mention Panvel at least once and maybe more than once as well. So when somebody searching for somebody maybe put a 2 BHK Khargar as a keyword, it's going to be in my keyword as well, 2 BHK Khargar. But the minute this person sees an ad, he will see 2 BHK Panvel, right? And it's not going to affect my quality score as much. It will affect, but it will still bring my quality score to 6 or a 7. So you remember, bid into quality score is an ad rank, and then we get a position. So even if we get a lower position in this case, it's okay, because we will try to show such good ads to these guys that even at a lower position for Khargar, for Panvel, we'll always aim to be at the top. But for Khargar, it's all right to be on second and third as well, as far as we are a part of the first four. But in this case, what will happen is somebody searching for Khargar, we will specify that we want to show you a property in Panvel. When this person clicks and comes to the website, he's already ready in his mind that he's clicking on a location in Panvel and then going to a website. So a chances of not necessarily converting, but him thinking about wanting to come and have a visit increases, because this time he's aware. What happens is, why do we focus on psychology is, friends? Because when I put 2 BHK in Khargar, like I said, my intention is Khargar. So when I'm putting Khargar and I see Panvel, I know these guys are talking about Panvel because that's where my attention is going to be. Because that's in my backend, in my psychology, the location is my thing. Correct? So moving on. So most of these, if you see, is going to be location. However, whenever it's Panvel, I am going to put location, but because it's Panvel, but another filter to it is Panvel location, because I'm going to keep it slightly separate. Andheri, again Panvel location, because somebody here is looking for Panvel and I'm going to show them Panvel. Right. Now, here, if you can see, this person is looking for Panvel, is looking for a 2 BHK, but is looking for a price as well. So like I said, Panvel plus price. The intention is something that matters the most. Here, this person wants a 2 BHK, wants it in Panvel, and wants to know the price. So his focus is on price. Here, this person, if we put a price on this ad, he will click only if he agrees for that price. Let's say, for example, my budget to purchase a 2 BHK is 50 lakh, and you are selling a 2 BHK in Panvel for 75 lakhs. Now there are three outcomes. A, I'm okay with it. B, I'm not okay with it. C, maybe let me look at the property. If I click, I see the property, I like it, I might end up buying it as well. Correct. So here what we are doing is we are giving that option to the customer subconsciously in his mind. So before even clicking on this, he is aware of what he is doing. He is aware that he is going for a property in Panvel, which is a 2 BHK at this price. And he will see it because he's thinking about price. That is why he typed price. So he might not be really aware, but subconsciously this is happening. So it's very something which is very to be very mindful of. 2 BHK, Tilak Nagar, Chembur, again, simple location. For sale, Borivali West, sale is something that we're doing. Goregaon, Mulund, Andheri. Again, Powai we categorize as Powai location because there is no price mentioned here. Mulund, Andheri, Borivali, Goregaon, Chembur, Ville Parle, Ghatkopar, Mulund, Goregaon, Vikhroli, Andheri, all these are just locations. Plain and simple. Wadala, Now here 2 BHK, 2 BHK flat. This is hardcore. All these persons are basically looking for a 2 BHK flat. Even this person is hardcore, but he's also looking for a price. And he's looking for Mumbai as well. So here he does not have a very specific what do you call restriction when it comes to geography. So we will learn how to use this as well. Again, 2 BHK flat, Mira Road, Borivali West, Ulve, Airoli, Bandra, Thakur, Dadar, Mulund. All these are location based. Again, Hiranandani and all these are competitors, right? So we have identified these categories within the core category. Now we will understand how we can use this further. Like I said, intention is something that matters. Now here, we don't have enough data about these keywords, but maybe while searching for stuff, you will find a lot of keywords like this. Let's say, for example, there is a keyword which says 2 BHK with parking. 2 BHK temple, 2 BHK near highway, 2 BHK near with clubhouse, BHK, something as simple as 2 BHK. All right. Now we didn't get these keywords. You might get it as search terms. So let's assume now we started the campaign. We ran the campaign for a little bit and we realized people are also searching for these things. So again, we need to put a category to this as well. This is also core, right? But here, this is core as a luxury. Because this person, because we, while running ads, while we went to the campaign, you saw there was within the campaign, you can select a location as well, a geography as well. So we will of course mark Panvel and surrounding areas. So when somebody is searching a 2 BHK and is not mentioning a location, means he's trying to look at a location near me as well. Like right now I'm in Mumbai and if I look at 2 BHK, it's pretty obvious that I'm not going to look for a 2 BHK in Pune. Because if I'm looking for a 2 BHK in Pune, I will write 2 BHK in Pune. Correct. So when I'm just searching 2 BHK in parking, I am looking for something which is in Mumbai, probably around me. And because location is targeted while running ads on the campaign level, this person while searching is in and around Panvel itself. So that's why we will not bother. But here, the intention is this person wants a parking. I want a 2 BHK, which is obvious because we are running ads about that. I am in Panvel itself because you have targeted me by location, but this person is looking for a luxury, which is a parking or a temple or is near to a highway, a clubhouse. There can be swimming pool, all the amenities that you have to offer. So we will categorize luxury differently. Again, here, price, because this person is looking for affordable. Now, when there is a lot of times what happens is there are a lot of times when we realize when somebody says affordable, we think he means cheap or inexpensive. That's not really the case. What is affordable for me is not affordable for you. We have different standards when it comes to affordability because it's a general term in that way. So that's why we will still categorize it as price, because when we put price, we will make sure that when we write the ad, we will put a price over there without fail. Now, when I'm putting a price over there, this person will make a sense of himself. He's written affordable 2 BHK. We will put up an ad, affordable 2 BHK, starting from 50 lakhs. Now, if 50 lakh is affordable for him, he will click. If 50 lakhs is not affordable for him, he will not click. And with that, we will get a relevant click. The entire exercise is to A, structure everything in the right way, and B, get the most relevant click on the landing page of the website. 2 BHK near me, here also, this is a core, but this is very separate. So near me ads are always to be run differently. Whatever restaurants near me, plumber near me, electrician near me, anything which comes to near me, and trust me, near me keywords are something that has been searched the most, because whatever you want, dog trainer near me, a gym near me, swimming pool near me, anything, because when I'm here, I want to do things. And because we all know that Google tracks our location, and to give you an example, if I just go to google.com right now, all right, I am on the Google page. Here if you see dismiss, okay, let me do a very quick search. I am looking for 2 BHK again. I look for 2 BHK. I scroll down. See, Kandarpada, Dahisar, West Mumbai. This is giving me a location. If I go and work from office, it will give me my office location as well. So Google tracks your location. So when I say near me, and when I've been targeted in Panvel area, I am for sure looking for a property near me. So near me is always a separate set of keywords, and that's why I have added it here. Now, if you want really quickly, if you want to get the volume of these keywords, because we don't have it already, you can just take this, remove this entire list. So this is another exercise that you can do. You got some search terms, you are not really sure what to do with it. Just take this, paste it here. BHK flat is something that we don't want. Oh, sorry. Affordable and near me. All right, we have a result. Get result. In this case, don't try to look at other keywords. Just keywords you provided, just use them. 0 to 100, 2 BHK with parking and 2 BHK near me. Unfortunately, in this case, I have not a lot of searches in our location. 2 BHK on rent near me, however, has a lot of searches. So again, near me does help. However, in this case, it was more pertinent to rent. Anyway, this was more to give you an example because we didn't have the luxury category. So far what we've done is we've done with the entire keyword exercise. We've realized how to pull keywords out through intention, through competitors, through suggestions, etc. Put it in a keyword planner, then use competitor data to do it, then remove keyword, structure keyword, and put it under different categories. And with respect to core, put it under subcategory. Now, with this in mind, we will learn how to use this data. This is our entire keyword list, by the way. We have created ad group buckets. We have the keywords ready for those ad group buckets. The next part of your ad group bucket is ads. Once we are done with ad, your ad group bucket will be ready. We will be ready to place that ad group bucket into a campaign. In the next module, we are going to learn how to use this data and write wonderful, amazing, high converting Google ads. Thank you.